that one. So we get a quick pause as the match starts up. Hopefully it won't be taking too long before we get ourselves into this. But let's take a look at the items before we start the game. No smokes on either side, so it looks like it is just going to be that old game of Rune Secures. No one going for a quick first blood or a quick rotation gank. Both teams just looking to defend the runes and try and pick up 2 each. No tells, just give them the well played. Again, hopefully we won't be here too long, as both teams just having a decent amount of drafting time, as well as both being in the lobbies before the game started, so like a good 15 minutes before, so both teams hopefully ready to go in a couple of moments. Okay, it looks like we are working the way we've got ourselves a go. So we are going to be getting into this match, and let's see the rotations. OG just splitting up, Rezo going to the top lane, everybody else moving themselves mid and or bot through lanes. Meanwhile, the side of Penta, what have we got as Ark? I think he went back. What's he trying to get there? Just giving Boogie some tangos, it looks like. Oh, this is a mid lane Tidehunter. This is dope. Is it a mid lane Tidehunter? Is that going top? That's pretty sweet. Yeah, you have the Gyrocopter that can deal with illusions. All we're going to be seeing the ice shots push him to the other side. There's not going to be much follow up after that. But Jerax, as well as S4, already seeing the Lycan on this lane, and now DNZ needs to move himself back, needs to be careful, because both heroes still stalking around the trees looking to pick up this bot rune, put the pressure on the bot lane as well. No, it looks like they've traded off now, yeah. Goes back to the mid lane, Tidehunter back to the top. That would have been cool to see the Boogie up against the Dragon Knight, but
the battle begins.
But unfortunately, Boogie does move himself back to the off lane. With the help of the Bane, though, it shouldn't be too hard to try and get a few last hits on this lane, especially if they try and go for the pull trick, where you do pull the wave between the tier 2 and the tier 1. Looks like we're going to get a little bit of aggression coming up. Fly trying to trade with Boogie. Boogie just walking himself up. Tanky fish that just sits in the lane and then swims himself away. But it's going to be taking a lot of harass coming up from Fly. Fly just going to carry on chasing with the creep wave, but there's nothing he can really do about this to stop this pull from happening. Now Boogie sits, make sure he does still get the creep aggro. Meanwhile in the middle lane, No Tail going to be harassed down by Ark. There's going to be a rocket barrage coming out as Remain just walks himself back in. So No Tail needs to be careful. There is a Brain Sap coming out as well. No points into the Dragon Blood just yet, and No Tail now getting close to that level 2. Does pick it up, pops his salve, and now gets himself the Dragon's Blood as well. Bottom lane, a little bit of harass coming out from both sides, as it looks like they are just set to trade on this bot lane with Jarax as well as S4 trying to do whatever they can against DNC, as well as Oliver. The Burrow Strike is going to come in. S4 takes a lot of damage, but now DNC trapped in the ice shards, tries to get himself through the trees. He's going to be taking a lot of harass. The Orb's going to come out. S4, can he get himself into a killing position? Salve is going to be popped, caught himself into the trees, still healing up with the Salve because of the dodge. One more right click, First Blood goes away of S4, and now a snowball hits out onto the Bane. S4 needs to be careful. One more right click from Oliver should be enough to secure the kill. But it looks with the movement speed, Oliver, even with that plus 10 movement speed, can't get himself away. And now Jerax. Ice Shard's come back up. Are they going to try and turn this one around? The salve is popped on Puck once again. Orb comes through. Remain getting pretty low. One more right click. S4 picks himself effectively a double. And they're not done yet. DNZ being chased down into the trees. Nearly gets himself into a little bit of trouble, but is able to get himself away. And breathe. But meanwhile, back in the mid lane, No Tail struggling just a bit, 8-3, but his health isn't the best at the minute. Does have himself another salve if he needs to use it. Back on the bot, Bow Strike comes out, S4 needs to warp himself away. And will be playing it safe as Jerax moves himself off this bot lane. On the top, what have we got? We've got Boogie up against Resolution. Resolution sitting on 10 last hits, 6 below the Lycan. But he does have those 3 denies as Boogie looks to pull the lane as much as possible with this Anchor Smash. It does mean Resolution needs to be careful with these illusions coming forward because he will just be cleaned up quite quickly with the 2 points into the Anchor Smash. But the Spirit Land's doing a lot of damage to Boogie. And he is forced to just keep himself around the XP with not actually getting directly involved. Gets pretty low too, no heals up and no shrine for the next 2 minutes as well. You want bot lane, Oliver. Just being forced back, but there is 3 heroes down here on the bot. Jerax, S4, there goes the Brain Snap and the Orb does come out, so S4 going to be able to move himself away. Jerax gets himself out of range of the Bow Strike as well.
Top tower is under attack.
So S4. Is he going to be the target? It is only a level 1 Bow Strike, so by the time Sanking gets anywhere close, Ice Shards come out, Remain taking a lot of damage. Brain Snap to try and keep him healthy. Bow Strike could be off the mark as well. Snowball comes in. Jerax, is he going to be able to do it with the help of the Puck and the Orb? S4. Ooh, Nightmare. Going to be keeping him somewhat healthy as S4 is being right-clicked down by Oliver. But flying out. TP's down. DNZ, sorry. S4 needs to get himself away. Throws out the Orb, the shift, and just jaunts himself out safely. Meanwhile, look at Boogie just going behind the tier 1 for these pulls as Resolution's being left on his own. Even looking to get a little bit of XP from the rune as well as the jungle creeps. That is a cheeky fish.
Bounty.
Back on the bot. It is a 2-on-2 as DNZ just moves himself back into the Radiant base. I'm assuming to heal up. Maybe TPs himself back. Does have the salve, but needs the mana as well. So it is going to be an aggressive try for now. Just trying to slow down the farm of this Lycan. So flies there, Ice Shards fly out, Oliver the Snowball, but the Nightmare coming onto the Puck, and it looks like Oliver should be able to get himself back safely, healthily, and alive, more importantly. Resolution up on the top, 18. This is a really decent amount of farm, especially when you compare that to the Puck, who has a tri-lane behind him. But 1 versus 1. Boogie will be able to do a decent amount of damage to Resolution anytime he comes forward for the last hits. Again, just because of the Kraken Shell and the Anchor Smash. Jerax getting pretty low, has his wand, as well as a fly to heal him up. But he is caught in the trees, the Bow Strike comes through. This is going to be a dead Walrus Snowball, only really going to delay the inevitable, but the turnaround is going to come. Jerax Ice Shards himself in. I think that was actually the range creep that picked that one up, and now S4 could be in trouble as well. Gets the Orb away on less than 60 health. And with no heals going towards the bottle, but there is a shrine available. DK rotating in, is level 6, got points and everything. Now the stun comes out, the Breathe Fire, the Orb. It looks like Remain could be in a little bit of trouble as the Snowball does come through as well. Ice Shard's not going to be on anyone as S4 does pick up that kill on the back line. But no chase as DNZ as well as Oliver do move themselves back to this tier 1 tower. No Tail's there to put a little bit of pressure onto the tier 1, but needs to be careful about how much space he does give to the Gyrocopter in the mid lane. As it looks like S4 as well as Fly looking for the rotation into the mid. Maybe just, or at least S4 anyway, just to slow the push from the Gyrocopter. So Oliver Actually, going for the 2 points into the Howl, nothing into the Wolves as the Ice Shards do fly out onto all the Nightmares. Going to be the No-Tails Dragon, slept up for now. DNZ with the bow strike, but just look how tanky he is. The right clicks the breathe by DNZ, needs to run himself away, and now the Shallow Grave comes out as Jerax falls to work. Is No-Tail going to be able to TP himself out? Does get him out now. Meanwhile, Fly goes down to the Ark as well as the top lane. Resolution doing a little bit of trading with Boogie. But this does leave the lane open for Oliver. Once again, going for a little bit of a, in relative terms, old school build on the Lycan. No points into the Wolves. Going for the Howl as well as the attacks with the Feral Impulse.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Push. Still going to be coming in from the creeps. Ice Shards traps him back underneath the tower. There's going to be the snowball coming in as well. No-Tail is going to be able to get a range of the stun. Doesn't look like it as Fly can't get there to slow him down. Not even picked the points up in the poison touch just yet anyway. So all the backlines, there was a bow strike, and it looks like Jerax the Nightmare trying to keep him healthy with Fly, but No-Tail gets in range. Jerax snowballs himself up into the high ground. The chasers still could have come up. That's a decent Ice Shard blocking the 2 supports down on the bot. On the lower ground, and now Oliver does pick up his Wolves. 1 point in those. But it looks like the lanes have switches. No-Tail moves himself down. And S4 sits himself in the mid. Oh, these cores, they can do it all. No-Tail does need to be careful. Dragon forms up, DNZ rotated in with the Bane. And even Gyrocopter Arc is down here. No-Tail can get himself out. The bow strike comes through. There's the Nightmare. The call down as well. Fly even inside there. No-Tail is a Shallow Grave to keep him healthy. No-Tail trying to go for the kills here, but does need to move himself back because the Shallow Grave's going to be wearing off anytime soon. Right click comes out. Oliver picks up the kill. And now he's on the chase. Doesn't have the transformation just yet. Only level 5, but Fly being chased down by Wolves. Towers should be able to take care of this. Back near the tier 1 tower. Ice Shards trap Oliver in. Any rotations coming out. Fly is going to be there with the Shadow Wave. Oliver taking a lot of harass as those shards do melt away now. But Jerax, Fly not able to secure the kill. Oliver, Ice Shards blocked down the lower ground. The cooldown's going to come through and Jerax needs to move himself out as the chase comes through from 3 heroes. Needs to be awfully careful with the amount of health he is on. As meanwhile, mid lane, S4 is picking up the slack. DNZ trying to do what he can to contest, but look at the health that he's on. Not really the best opponent in the mid lane for a puck, who can keep throwing up these orbs. So using the flat cannon just to re-push the lane. Remain, No-Tail, the Breathe Fire is going to be coming out, and it's only Remain as the Lycan moves himself into the jungle. Meanwhile, up on the top lane, Boogie as well as Resolution trying to contest for these jungle stacks. As PL moving towards a Battle Fury. Fly comes up the river, does see Boogie, the right click comes out, but that is a level 9 Tidehunter against a level 4 Dazzle. Now Snowball gonna stop. Oh, okay, tried to stop Remain getting to the haste, but the Bane, that's one fast Nightmare. Jerax, Ice Shards do come up, but Remain just goes the other way, throws out the Brain Sap. S4 is still here. There's gonna be the Dream Call as well. The other Silence comes out as well, and it looks like the Bane throws out the Nightmare just to try and delay it, and now Oliver's here as well. Snowball comes out, trying to save S4's life, but which way they're gonna go? They do pick up the kill. Tusk waving bye-bye. And S4 is going to be able to get himself away as the Wolf does chase the orb. And who'd have thought? A dog chasing a ball. And Oliver picks up that kill. As now even Arc's coming in, getting in on the act of contesting Resolution. No-Tail is up here with its dragon form, trying to cook the fish. But Boogie just shrugs it off. Show the push. It's really aggressive onto the tier 1 tower. This could be the first tower that goes down in the game. Yeah, it looks like everything else still up. And Phantom Lancer, he is top of the last hits. Let's take a look at the net worth. Second there, but is being forced back into the jungle from the Tidehunter. You know, Jerax trying to do whatever he can with the sigil up now. As Phil rotates down for the last hits. As DNZ is down there as well, level 5, so no ultimate on him just yet. Back in the mid lane though, Tidehunter's moved himself into mid. Oliver and Boogie putting the pressure onto the mid lane with the 2 catapults as well. Ooh, back line, it looks like it's going to be a pincer movement as Ark comes in with the cooldown, takes down Fly.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And nothing that OG could do about that. He was there 1 second, gone the next. So it looks like Penta starting to put the pressure onto OG now, starting to make the rotations. The BO3 comes through in the back lines. Ice shots, traps DNZ in, but S4 can't really carry on with this, as he's taking a lot of damage. The Sandstorm comes out, now the Dream Coil, and we're going to be catching up DNZ, so now it's a snowball down to the low grounds. It looks like the epicenter still not picked up, and now the Ice Shards keeping DNZ. So there's going to be a Walrus Punch comes out as well as the orb, even the Dragon Form used for this no-tail picks up the kill. Meanwhile, Ravage is going to pop, a Resolution is going to go down. As Remain just gets it with the Brain Sap. But mid lane, No-Tail trying to do what he can to re-push this mid lane and take the pressure to the tier 1 tower in the mid lane. Double damage on Jerax as well, but Oliver coming in. He needs to be careful because if he does get trapped up, there is 3 heroes here. And his team only just reacted, so that could have been a kill onto the Lycan if OG wanted to get gutsy.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So we are 7-5, 13.5 minutes in. Only a slight gold advantage going the way of Penta.
Radiant structures.
But it looks like VR looking to push up this mid lane, as all 5 heroes here to put the pressure on. Now DNZ join them. And I don't know how OG try and contest this. This could be an extremely quick match, as it looks like Penta want to go for the tier 3s. The TP's coming back. No-Tail is here with a Breathe Fire, but just look at the cards going one side each. And Gush comes out. Ravage not up for 73. So they don't have the full fight potential, as it's only the Gyrocopter's cooldown that is up. Still no epicenter coming up from the Sand King. He does TP himself to the top lane. Jerax is going to be there, but does need to be careful because there's a whole host of Penta players moving up. He's going to go for the rune, but Tidehunter sees him. He's got the Gush if he wants to try and slow him down. Sigil can come out from Jerax if he wants to, but he gets the Ice Shards. He's trapped himself on the wrong side. Jerax, the chase is on. Is there going to be else coming in? The snowball to the neutral creeps, and it looks like the Tusk going to be able to flounder away.
Radiant's middle tower is under
And it looks like at least today,
Radiant structures
the big fish going to be going after the Walrus instead. So the Gush does come out into the Dragon Knight. It's being slowed as the missile's going to follow up as well. What they're going to go for is the Weave has been dropped. So only good effect on Boogie. The sound comes out from S4 and he's going to be able to go over himself. Just not up onto the high ground though. Oliver once again in the Dragon Form. Going to be chasing down this oversized lizard as No-Tail. Looks like the Shallow Grave is going to be there, but unless he gets the TP away, anything to stop this, Oliver does take down Fly as sacrifice to get the dragon out. And now they just move themselves over to Roshan, 8-6, 15 minutes in. But they've got such an economical advantage with the tier 1 and the tier 2 being down in mid, with the tier 1 being down on bot. Phantom Lance are trying to do what he can to catch up, and it isn't over yet. Does have the Battle Fury to help his farm, but the way Penta are going, you don't want to be farming when they're fighting like this. So Ark going to be picking up the Aegis, moves himself out of the Roshan pit now with the Morbid Mask.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Going towards the Sanjin Yasha as well. Only needs about 300 more gold for that. And PL going to go straight for the Ashes, so not actually going to go for that Diffusal Blade. Not having that queued up.
Double damage!
And now No-Tail with the DD, Dragon Form up in 15, should be able to put pressure onto this tier 2 tower. Is there going to be any rotations coming through? Because Ark is here with the Aegis. Phantom Lance pushing onto the tier 2 tower. Cauldron's going to be used to clean up the illusions. but Jerax coming in from behind. The missile flies, no tail with his DD. Again, does still have the Dragon Form if they want to try and make something happen. Top lane resolution is there, but the Sandstorm comes out from DNZ. And Phantom Lancer has no way to detect that.
Dazzle.
So S4 and Boogie just gonna move themselves away from each other in the lane. But it looks like Boogie wants to contest onto Jerax. He instantly pops the sigil, and Boogie just moves himself towards the creeps. Top lane, Sandstorm's going to be there, so Resolution can't fight up against this Sand King. You can't fight what you can't see. Jerax getting aggressive, posturing up against Boogie, but does need to be careful because his team is a little bit away from him. If Boogie wants to try and turn this around, Oliver going to be coming up onto S4, spots out the Furry Dragon. And now the TP, is there going to be a Ravage to stop this? Nothing committed. As Lycan picks himself up the level 2 Necros, close to the level 3 as well. Ball lane arc. What's he going to be doing? Just pushing on his own, not really scared as the rest of his team does seem to be rotating in now. And they want this tier 1 tower on the bot.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Black Cannon coming out. Gonna be able to clean up this wave.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
And Boogie picks up the tower now as well. Moving through to the tier 2. Let's just see how fast this goes down. The right click's coming out from Boogie as well as Arc. It is taking a lot of damage. Already down to about half its health after about 10 seconds. But Boogie's going to TP away himself into the mid. Gordon's going to be there. No tail can't get himself clear of Oliver. And now the chase is on. The Burrow Strike comes on to Jerax.
Radiant's top tower has
And Oliver picks up a double. They are down for 30 seconds, but with the creep wave coming up now, and the sigil being used on the tower,
Dire's bottom tower.
just trying to split the lane as Resolution does find a kill with the help of S4 onto Boogie. Jerax going to be up in 6 by the time this creep wave gets into the mid lane. And OG, how did they try and contest this now? 10 to 7, again, it's only a 3k net worth advantage, but they've lost a lot of towers. Only got one tier 2 up. It's actually a big creep wave over on the top lane for the Dire. He says as they get killed off by the tower. But it's going to be putting up a little bit of pressure at least. So let's take a look at the items while we've got a quick break in the action. Resolution going for the Sanjin Yasha. We've got the Battle Fury up on him as well. No tail. What's he picked himself up? Armlet and Soaring. Armlet and Soaring? Is that it? Okay, Kaya up onto S4. Yeah, okay, he's not the richest person in the world. Even with being in that mid lane. Jerax got himself a medallion. Just going to be using it to help him farm. As now it's going to be a 3-man smoke coming out from Penta. Rotations of plenty. Resolution up on the high ground. Do they have vision of this as Arc rotates through from behind DNZ, but it looks like they're not going to be able to get there in time. They do see Fly. There's going to be the Rock Barrage as well as the Burrow Strike easily picks him up, takes him down, and kills him off.
Radiant
S4 does pick up a tower in the mid lane, but with, again, the siege creep being picked up by Boogie, Age is going to be reclaimed. This could be the last tier 2 tower for OG, being taken out of the game. So Penta, take down the tier 2. Do they carry on putting pressure on? For the tier 3 at least. S4 trying to split the lane, but TP's himself back now as the tier 2 tower is being pressured up on this bot lane by the creeps, but the siege creep going to be rolling themselves in. Sigil is the... Can Penta try and break the high ground?
Radiant's bottom tower.
As Resolution does take that tier 2 tower bot.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
The no tail brains up. There's going to be a flat cannon, but it's going to be a big blink burrow onto to No-Tail, and now the Ravage as well. There's going to be a shallow grave saving No-Tail's life for now. But with the Rocket Barrage coming out, No-Tail trying to armor toggle through. This is going to be taken down. Arc and Remain slay the dragon. Now the epicenter channels as well. The Nightmare Resolution trying to dodge that one out. The Titanhunter does go down, but it's going to be a 2-man forest right with the Sandstorm as well. Resolution trying to get himself away. The shallow grave going to come out, save his life as well as Oliver takes down Fly. And Jerax could be the next to fall as the dog does chase the walrus. But Resolution wants to try and turn this one around. Can the cat slay the dog as the sound comes out? TP as well. No-Tail picks up the kill. And at least for now, OG hold the high ground and find themselves 4 kills to make the kill gap ever closer. 13 to 11, 22 minutes in. DK queuing up the Blink Dagger. And what's Resolution going for next? Just going to be going for a Silver Edge, so not actually going for that Diffusal Blade anywhere at all in this game. Jerax gonna go for the Solar Crest as well, with the Talisman of Evasion being queued up. S4 looking for the push bot. Got himself a Blink Dagger as well as a Kaya Bottle, and now going forward towards the Lincoln Sphere. Comes in, gets the silence off into work, and then just gets himself away with the orb. Are they going to be able to find the tide? Blinks himself up. Oh, there's a No-Tail and a Fly there. Jerax comes in to join them with the Walrus Punch. Is there going to be a chase? No-Tail gets the stun. The Ice Shards block off the lane, or at least the high ground. But they don't want to fight this. They're scared of what's around. Meanwhile, in the dire jungle, they do take down the Puck. Now the TP is going to come up. Ice Shards are able to slay the fish. But the chase comes through. Resolution takes down DMZ, and it looks like Penta going to be backing themselves away. Wolf form comes out from Oliver. But at least for now, he's not going to be chasing anything down. Now No-Tail's Dragon form is up to the Karen trying to push this with a 1-hero advantage. Looks like they're going to go towards the tier 2 tower top. So the Ice Shard's just helping off clear up creep wave. Resolution coming in now. Got his full Silver Edge to Sanjin Yasha. And this last bit of Dragon form being used to pressure the tier 2 tower mid, at least clean up the creep wave.
Top tower is under attack.
As Oliver trying to split push his way through this bot lane.
Tower is under attack.
14 to 13, and now the net worth advantage goes the way of OG. So it's not over yet, ladies and gents. Roshan is just coming back up now. Jerax is going to see that as he walks himself into the pit. So DNZ in the mid. Ice Shard's going to be there with the Sandstorm. Any detection available? Looking at you, Fly.
A prize.
Is just going to be sticking with the wards for now. Got himself a smoke as well if they want to try and go for a rotation gank. Maybe come through the Radiant jungle, backstab the mid lane. But Penta stacking themselves up now. It is underneath a couple of wards. And no smoke for them. There's No-Tail flying Jerax. You can see with the sigil, Penta at least attempting the Roshan. Is there going to be any contest coming out from this? Especially something like a weave onto either just Arc and Oliver. Does get it off now. Ice Shards. Not going to be hitting onto anyone. So No-Tail, Jerax, S4 stacking up in the mid underneath the sigil. Just making sure they can test this Roshan if Penta feel like going towards it. As Rezo moves himself down, building towards the BKB. 26 minutes in, 4k net worth advantage to OG. Still a kill behind, though. The Tidehunter got himself the blink, the medallion. Going towards his Agnum Scepter as well as that Solar Crest. Ice Shards fly out, Oliver. Nobody going to get trapped in them. No, G, just get the D-ward off. So it looks like Remain, they've made the battle plans to wrap around in the dire jungle, but it's being scouted out by the Sigil. And now Jerax S4 rotating up, Sigil was off, blink up forward, comes from S4, there's going to be a Dream Call, the sounds comes out, the wolves to follow up, there is backup from the rest of his team, Boogie moving in, and it looks like they're going to leave low enough alone as the Ice Shards do just block off this high ground. The blink hit from Boogie, is he going to go for the Ravage? He's going to be stunned up, he's going to go to his death, that's what he's going to go for. PNT being chased down now as well. Resolution picks up a double, and he's not done just yet. Remains. Spirit Lance slows him down, goes for the brain sap, but it's not going to be keeping him healthy as S4 picks up another one. All the traps out, stunned up, and maybe killed off. As both Resolution as well as S4 pick themselves up the double, and this opens up the lane now. No buyback on the Tide as well as the Bane. So the tier 3 tower on the top lane under pressure from OG. Gyrocopter trying to do what he can in the mid because the racks have been exposed, but there's going to be a Jerax hanging around, looking to make sure he can't do too much damage. Is back on the top lane. Penta's racks have been exposed, and at least the melee racks has been taken down. The TP's coming back, trying to maybe catch up the Gyrocopter. Jerax jumps himself forward. He's going to be able to run himself away. Maybe Resolution. Ooh, there's going to be that haste. The Dream Call, the BKB, the TP out. Nothing they can do to try and stop Arc, but it does mean they can move themselves into the Roshan pit and look for an Aegis.
Radiant's top shrine is under attack. Radiant's top shrine has fallen.
Keep an eye on the time, because it is getting close to 32-2-2. Which it looks like Penta may be doing this match. As they do rotate to look to contest Roshan. But once again, the Sigil does spot them out. Missile gonna come through onto the Phantom Lancer, but his illusions just instantly take it down. Ice Shards onto DNZ. Do they try and make a move on the Sand King? Just gonna let him go. And now Resolution. Got himself the BKB. Sanj, Yasha. It's actually building towards there. Is it going to be a nullifier?
I'll take that.
As Oliver moves himself over to the high ground. Ice Shards do come out, but it doesn't block anyone away. Oliver, the Burrow Strike is going to come through with the blink of sounds from S4, though, so the Ravage is not going to be able to go. And now the call down. The Ravage does come out now. DNZ going to be looking to keep himself healthy. Resolution still chases. S4 picks up the kill, and it looks like they want to be trying to make a move on flag. The Wolf isn't going to be able to catch anything now. DNZ blinks himself away. S4 picks himself up a double. Not done yet as the epicenter does come on. Oliver gets taken down by No-Tail. Remain just up on the high ground and trying to chase down Resolution. Not going to be able to pick up the kill just yet. Resolution does try and come back into this with the Silver Edge. Chases come up from No-Tail. The Sun's going to fly, and now the Ice Shards keep the Gyrocopter locked down. And Remain TP's out, and Puck can't find the kill. But 4 heroes down on the side of Penta. Roshan available, and the top lane pushing in as well. So OG look to turn this around. 14-21, a 15k net worth advantage in the space of what, 15 minutes?
Radiant's middle tower.
And now
has
No-Tail
fallen.
with his dragon form. Everybody but the Gyrocopter back up now. Resolution did pick up the Aegis as well. And Puck gonna go for the axe. No-Tail, what's he got himself queued up? Nothing yet, but he did pick up the AC. And Resolution gets himself the Sacred Relic, which I do believe is the Nullifier. Yeah. There you have that coming out. Picks it up off the courier. So just going to wait for the Aegis. It's going to be able to stop, I guess, the Blink Daggers, the BKBs for 5 seconds. Even the Necrobucks as well, if you can get it off before all of it's really ready in this fight. And it looks like all of the... Just going to be fighting out these Phantom Lancer illusions. They're so strong. Now the storm comes in, DNC going to be controlled up, maybe be taken down as the green coil comes out. Sandstorm, it looks like the cooldown could be doing damage, but not enough. Resolution picks up a triple, S4 picks up one at least, and now Tidehunter the disconnect, the GG. 32-26.
OG victory.
OG take the win, close to the 3-2-2. Yeah, 3-2-2-2. But it's going to be the Penta. Unfortunately, couldn't find a kill in the last 5-10 minutes or so. OG take the game. But it is only game 1. It is a best of 3. Penta do have the chance to come back, take this game to a 3-game series. OG looking to close it out in 2. I've been Rob and Roll Gaming. If you've enjoyed the cast, my name is up there on the top right. If you're watching on the stream, you can go to the Twitter link to follow me to see whenever I do go live with these games. But for now, we're going to take a quick break, listen to some funky, relaxing music, and then jump into Game 2 once it's up. So I will see you after the break.